Hey Temple Owls, this is Tania Irwin in the Office of Leadership Development at Temple University, here bringing you another 5 and 5. I don't know about you all, but making friends for me was always a challenge. But I think even now, coming back from being away, right, in a pandemic, we were all home for over a year, learning how to not only socialize again, but also making new friends at a new school can be really intimidating. So we thought it'd be great if we give you a 5 and 5 just on about how to make new friends, especially making new friends as an adult. So without further ado, here we go. Step 1. It's going to sound so cliche, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Make a criteria. Sit in your room. Take 5 minutes. Do it on your phone. You can actually handwrite it, but just write out the 5 things that you look for in a friend. You're probably like, Tania, why? You wouldn't go to a car dealership and look for a car without knowing what you want, right? Why? Because somebody can sell you anything. The same with friends. If you don't have a clear idea about what you want in a friendship, literally you will accept any and everything, and not all friendships are good. So when you make your criteria, you want to list 5 things that are non-negotiable for you. What are the 5 things, the 5 characteristics, the 5 traits that this friend has to have to actually add value in your life? And then as an added bonus, you can add 5 more things that while you prefer them, they're not absolutely necessary. All right, step 2 and 3 go hand in hand because both have to do with positioning yourself. All right, for step 2, when I say positioning yourself, what I mean is using your network and using your resources. One of the best things about Temple is that there are so many things already in place designed to help you find community, right? And it's not always in student organizations. For example, if you're living on campus, hey, the great thing about having roommates is they're built-in friends, right? So making an effort to connect with your roommate. Or if that doesn't work, because it happens, it's happened to me, networking in your building. Just taking a moment the first week, second week of class, of just roaming around your building and meeting people on other halls, on other floors, right? Some of my best friends came from my college roommates and my college dorm, right? There's also student organizations. Mind you, you don't have to join every single student organization, but what you can do is go to interest meetings, right? The very first month, sometimes 2 months of school, where organizations are just having interest sessions. So attend them. You might sit next to a buddy or a friend and have an instant connection. So even if you're not in the organization, at least you found a friend, right? Visit offices. For example, the OLD office in the student center, right? We have a million internships, and so most of the offices are buzzing with students who are also already in there building community. You don't have to be using the services or be working in the office to experience it. Go, right? And speaking of go, get out of your room. Go to events. They're going to be virtual and in-person events all year. Look out for OLD ones and make sure you subscribe to all of our channels and social media. But again, going out to events, they're going to be people just like you, people who are looking for friends, looking for community. So join them. Step 3 in positioning yourself is also being vulnerable, right? You're like, Tania, oh my gosh, you used the big V word. I know. But please know, before we dive too deep into that, there are different layers and levels to vulnerability. When I say be vulnerable, what I'm saying is make yourself approachable, right? Many times we want friends, we want relationships, but we're not positioning ourselves to have them. So stop waiting for people to approach you. Smile. When you're walking on campus or walking down Leader Course Walk, if you make eye contact with somebody, smile. That might be the beginning of an amazing friendship. When people are in class and you get an instant connection, maybe you want to ask a question. Make yourself approachable. Make yourself vulnerable. And I'm almost certain that you'll find the relationships for you. Step 4 is my personal favorite, and that is leading with authenticity, right? I'm a firm believer that light attracts light, right? And a person can't fall in love with you and make a connection connection with you if they aren't seeing you. So be authentic, be yourself. When you are yourself, first and foremost, when you are yourself, you attract people who are meant and designed for you. But more importantly, when you attract those people, you don't have to keep pretending or to wear a mask to be their friend, because they already know who you are up front. When they're being around you and they're choosing to be your friend, they're already choosing to accept you just the way you are. And those, my love, are the best kind of friendships to have. And lastly, step 5, one of the most important, but also one of the most overlooked, right? I'm a firm believer that if you've already followed step 1 through step 4, you already have friends, right? However, it's so important that even as you're getting new people in your life and you're building your network and expanding your friendships, you want to always check in. That's right, assess your friendships. I'm a firm believer that when it comes to relationships, especially with friends, you have to treat them like a bank account, right? And just like with a bank account, there's no such thing as a neutral transaction. So a person is either adding value, depositing, or they're subtracting a value, which is a withdrawal. And so you have to make sure that as you're building these friendships, every once in a while you check in and go, hey, is this person adding value to me? Is this person affirming me? Is this person making me a better person? Or are they taking away from me? And if they are, get them out of here so that somebody else can come in and fill that slot. Thanks again for tuning into the Office Leadership Development for this week's 5 and 5. I already know that you're out there making friends and making connections, but if you don't, please know you always have a home and you always have a friend in your folks at OLD. Make sure you stop by and visit us. We are on the 3rd floor of Student Center South, right above the game room. Come see us in the village.